It's time for What If and Zombies and Davian. Just so people are aware, we started.
Yeah, I think you should say it.
We started 2 minutes ago. Let me finish. We started 2 minutes ago. However, I forgot to press the go live button.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on me. So yeah, we've been talking about stuff like putting the world to rights. Yeah, Davian was telling me about his little problem downstairs. We've been doing all sorts.
Yeah, literally, we were. I'm there chit-chatting away, and then he realized we're not live. So we had to do it all over again.
So
I don't know if you remember, but last week I was talking about Manny P, doing a remix, trying something new for the intro, where he was doing some sounds which, could possibly get us in some serious problems with Ofcom and all those kind of.
I don't think Ofcom have a say in YouTube.
Well, we never know. But this week, he's improved, and it's actually much better. I approve of this week's intro.
Well, you know what they say. Consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. So sometimes we're going to be good, and sometimes we're just going to be goddamn awful.
Yeah, very true.
But that's because we have imaginations. We're probably more awful than good, but who's counting? So episode 5 of Marvel's What If. I understand you hate the episode and you want to cancel your Disney Plus subscription.
Not quite. I didn't say I hate it. I just said it wasn't now, for weeks, Manny P has been building up this episode. We didn't know when it was going to air, but he was saying, I'm looking forward to the zombie episode every time. I'm looking forward to the zombie episode, to the point that I'm even like, maybe they're going to air it closer towards Halloween, to give it that kind of feeling. So I didn't actually expect it. And then, boom, it was the zombie episode. And I must say, to me, it's the weakest out of all 5 so far, if I was to grade them, just based on the fact that there was no logic behind some of the things that happened in it. Like, one of the clear thing to me, what I said to Manny today was, when I messaged him, I said, well, how did the Avenger zombies knew how to use their abilities? Did they maintain some kind of brain function? Which, if that was the case, I think it would have been a bit helpful if they'd actually narrated that, so it's more plausible. But the fact that they didn't, and you're seeing Wasp, able to shrink, zombie Wasp shrink and attack, Iron Man, and then you got zombie Falcon flying around doing all sorts. It's. I thought it was a bit far-fetched, considering that all the other zombies are just zombies, literally, like generic zombies. But the Avenger zombies, they got their abilities. So I thought that was a bit. It wasn't explained well enough for me to say, okay, it's possibly believable.
Okay, just a comment here. I think the zombies will make a return. More to say later. Marvel zombies are different to other film and show zombies. So I actually kind of agree with you for once. This is a rare occasion. We should savor this. You might actually be talking a bit of sense for the first time it's happened. Hallelujah.
In what, since February? March?
Yep. Hallelujah, here Davian comes. No, I wonder if the writers, because obviously there was a zombies comic written by Robert Kirkman, which exists, which is very similar to this, where there is kind of like a virus, and I believe Reed Richards is actually the person who accidentally creates this virus, and it creates zombies out of like a different timeline of the Marvel universe in the comics. And this timeline basically the virus is called the Hunger, and basically all the heroes maintain their cognitive functions, but they're still driven by the hunger to eat brains and stuff. I think that maybe the writers took that for granted, that we might already know about that story. And the fact is, a lot of people won't know that story because it's a very good story, but it's quite a niche story as well. I don't think it's not one of the main Marvel stories which people know about.
Exactly. And I mean, this is the platform now where everything is getting an origin. So at least put a little bit more, even though it's 30 minutes, you could have spent 3 minutes of the 30 minutes explaining certain things. Because, like, if you look at the logic behind certain things, like even Wasp's mom becoming a zombie from the virus. Now, yep. I'm pretty sure that the suit that he wore when he actually shrinks himself is not exactly just like polyester or something, you know, some cheap material.
It's 100% cotton.
Well,
cashmere cotton.
Exactly. Even that, it would be strong enough to withstand zombie teeth that's been there for however long she's been a zombie. And she was able to attack him in there. And then he came back and they both came back as zombie. Even that didn't even make sense. It would have been more plausible if they'd said they contracted the virus. Once they got back, then she transformed and she attacked. But to actually say that he saw her, he's in his suit, and she actually attacked him through the suit. That's some super strong teeth that zombie has actually got to actually turn him into zombie.
This virus is hardcore, and I'm going to get into a bit later actually about where this virus has come from. Just another comment here. Check out Emergency Awesome on explanation of Marvel Zombies. So Emergency Awesome is a really good kind of like geek explanation YouTube channel that do really good videos. New Rockstars is still my favorite, but Emergency Awesome also do really good videos. But if you do want to know more about Marvel Zombies, that's a good place to go. I'm now going to play devil's advocate a little because I think we have to look at things from the other side as well. I think it is fair to say that, like, if you think about your favorite zombie movies and series, very rarely do you get a explanation for how people actually became zombies. Like if you take Walking Dead, for example, Rick just wakes up in the hospital when people are zombies and he hasn't got a clue what's going on. And they, even like they're into like season 120 now, and they still haven't properly explained where how people became zombies. They kind of like alluded to that maybe, this is actually like a natural virus in nature and stuff. So
yeah, sorry to cut you, Manny, but remember, even in The Walking Dead, remember there was one of the episodes in the first season as well. Yeah, true, they didn't explain how they became zombies, but remember one of the survivors who were transforming into a zombie started showing little signs and could hear things, and you could see the transformation slowly happening. They didn't do it for everyone after that, but you kind of got an explanation in terms of the transformation. But with this one, you didn't. Literally, they just became zombies within seconds and still had their powers and everything else, but still moving like a zombie. So it didn't quite. They could have done a little bit better. That's the bottom line. Like, I don't know.
What I'm kind of saying is, but in the zombie genre in general, do you always need an explanation for how the zombie outbreak started? Because it's actually
but if you look at all the zombies in all the zombie films, usually they just behave like a zombie. You don't know of zombies who's a zombie, but they're able to keep their powers. Like, you never see like a Bruce Lee zombie that's still able to do karate and kung fu or whatever. Or Usain Bolt zombie that's still breaking records, running the 100 meters. They behave like a zombie, but all the other zombies are zombified except for the Avenger zombies that are able to actually
still tap into some kind of cognitive ability.
It would make sense. One sec, Manny. I think it would make more sense if you had said that these were mutant zombies, as in they were mutants who became zombies. So because of their genetics that's slightly different from humans, they were able to maintain some kind of, brain function. But Iron Man technically is just a normal human. He's just a man in a suit.
So I think they do allude to the fact that normal people do still have some kind of cognitive function, because they do ask the question when that Vision's military base. They're asking, why aren't these zombies just climbing over the fence? Which is something which normal zombies wouldn't do. So I do think they do allude to the human zombies, non-superhero zombies, kind of having some kind of cognitive function. Again, maybe I don't think it's particularly well illustrated throughout it, but I do think they do allude to it.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you really look at that with the same instances with those zombies that wouldn't come across the fence, you notice when they were able to move and come across the fence. Once Vision did what he did to himself, then they were able to move forward. So maybe it was actually him that was actually preventing them with the Mind Stone from.
Yeah, they were, but the point is they didn't climb over the fence because of the Mind Stone. They could have easily have climbed over the fence, and the survivors, that crew of Marvel misfits who hadn't been zombified yet, were well aware that these zombies were well capable of climbing over that fence if they wanted to. So yeah, but I agree. I think they made a few too many assumptions, possibly with the audience, to think that, because I think Marvel do have to do something if they're going to do like a zombie genre at some point, like properly. They do need something which makes their zombies kind of stand out from other zombies. So in the new Rockstars video about this episode, they point out that, for example, in Walking Dead, their zombies are unique because everybody's a zombie, basically. Like everybody, even if they die of natural causes, they will become a zombie, and that's like that uniqueness to the zombie genre. So I do think that, yes, they do need that uniqueness, but I think they probably could have just done a bit more to explain it. I still think it was a good episode. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't sitting there going, well, that was a load of rubbish. I still thought, that was actually, I think it was more an episode about moments than coherent storytelling. I mean, there were some amazing moments in the story. Like, it was like, I never thought I'd be watching a Marvel show where zombie Tony Stark's head gets chopped off, and then like one of Hope Van Dyne's giant ants start eating the head. I mean, that was just watching that like, whoa, am I actually watching this for real? I mean, that was the scenes like that was something else.
But I think also touching if the zombies is possibly gonna, if they're gonna make a movie for it or something like that, then maybe this was actually purposely done in the sense that they'll probably save a more detailed explanation, backstory for it if they do make an actual movie. So I guess that's the case. They didn't want to probably give too much away, which is why they just left it just like this. So therefore, when we do get it, it will actually meet expectations. Whereas if they give it now and then if they were to make a movie, tell the same thing all over again, then
Okay, so my brother makes a point here. Why didn't the ants get turned into zombies? Which is actually a really cool question. Because, I mean, if we were to take this question, like delve into it, if it's a manufactured virus in the quantum realm, is it designed to only target humans? And, well, no, if Thanos was infected as well, as was the Obsidian lot, so it does infect aliens as well. So is it designed to only infect intelligent life? That could suggest that maybe the virus has some kind of it came from a lab, basically. As
or maybe
the
virus is an entity. Maybe it actually is alive.
Absolutely. Which, let's talk about this actually. So the virus comes. The virus comes from the quantum realm. And for some reason, which is unexplained, Jan Van Dyne contracts this virus, and we don't know how this happened. And she somehow takes it back, and through Hank Pym, she takes it back to their universe proper. Like, why would there be a virus in the quantum realm in the first place? Would be my question. So I do think that there's a bigger story behind where the virus came from. Gone.
What if, like I said, what if going on what I just said, the virus is actually alive? It's not just a virus; it's an actual entity, and it needed to escape from the quantum realm. So it did that by infecting her, because then that's the only way you could explain how Thanos has got that virus, because Thanos was not on Earth. He's wherever, he was in space, and he's a zombie now. So it means unless this zombie just needed to escape the quantum realm so it could actually basically like conquer the universe.
What I got from that scene was Thanos had landed on Earth and he'd then been infected. That's what I got from that scene.
But then it would make sense because there was no Avenger, there was nothing, so Thanos wouldn't really need to come to Earth.
He still needs the Mind Stone.
Yeah, but he could have, at this point, he could have sent any one of his minions, one of his children, down there, because there was no longer any Avengers to stop them.
He comes to planet Earth in Infinity War. I think this is all based around Infinity War, and he does come to planet Earth in Infinity War to get the Mind Stone himself.
So are you saying that everything else had happened except just the last bit? As in when Thanos, so basically the Avengers was alive up until the point where they defeated Thanos.
No. This is just Thanos is just coming down, like in the end of Infinity War, where he goes to Wakanda to get the last Mind Stone. He's just come down to get that last Mind Stone himself. Why are you going to send somebody to get the last part when you so desperately want to get that last Infinity Gem yourself?
Yeah, I guess, but at the same time, I think he also came down because his guys was getting handled. That's why he also came. No, before that, yeah. So that's why he also came down, because they were taking L's all over his men. They didn't win any fights. But if this is the
I just think he wanted to get the job on himself.
Yeah, but unless this has happened where the Avengers were alive to the point where they defeated his men, and then it's just after that they all became infected, then I could understand that. But if they were affected before his men came down, then there wouldn't have been any need for him to come down, which would then go with my theory that this virus is actually able to travel.
Yeah, I really don't think he's going to space this, but I really think it's just actually Thanos has come to Earth. Sorry, Thanos came to Earth because he defeated Guardian, no Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, or Iron Man in space. Mr. Cato says, how did he get the Time Stone? That's a damn good question. How did he get the Time Stone? You're going to have to think about that, and because I can't think either. But if we go back to the... so we know that the Mind Stone has an effect on the zombies. It kind of like repels them.
Yeah.
Now, this is gonna... I haven't thought this through myself. Could there be something about the quantum realm in this universe that needs the Infinity Stone destroyed? So as you said, it could be a vessel for something to come into the proper realm to destroy the Infinity Gems for some reason. Yeah, I don't know.
Could be. I mean, that's the whole premise of what if, isn't it? Because I think the what if theory should go for everything, not just for our main characters. It could also go for side characters, side stories, side incidents, things that we wouldn't think that might be affected just like that.
Yeah, so in science, obviously in the break of the pandemic, started to read up loads on actually what a virus is. And scientists actually disagree as to whether he regards a virus as an actual sentient kind of organism or not. Some say no, it's not. It's just kind of junk DNA. You can't describe it as some kind of organism. But other scientists say no, it is DNA, so you've got to regard it as some kind of organism. So if you take that kind of view, that could suggest that it does have maybe it does have some bigger game. It's a virus needs to kind of, and as we know this through living through a pandemic, a virus needs to continually find other hosts to infect.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think it purposely went into Jan Van Dyne with the intention of finding a bigger
platform to
infect. So yeah, I like to think there's a bit more going on. I like to think that maybe the virus does have some purpose, and maybe it does have some kind of beef with the Infinity Gems.
Or just with everything in general. Like, it's just got a problem with everything. It just wants to just take over, just spread.
Yeah.
Conquer life.
And if Thanos did get that last kind of Infinity Gem and he had the powers of God essentially as a zombie, I mean, that virus could then, you could snap the fingers and you could just then infect every single being in the universe with that virus.
But then if that's the case, then Manny, it would go exactly like what I said, which means that the virus is actually alive. It's a living, because if not, then how else would it know to be creative if that's what it's planning to do with the Infinity Stones, to actually infect the entire galaxy?
Yeah, that was my point. I was agreeing with you.
So rare hearing that.
What I'm saying, my entire bit about some scientists believing that viruses are actually some kind of organism was kind of backing up your theory that maybe that there is something behind it that has some kind of knowledge and is finding
some kind of intelligent
ways to expand and to reproduce.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I mean, I wonder if, I'm pretty sure maybe someone out there is going to probably tweet, the MCU and ask them questions about it, because it does, like, if you look at it, all the other episodes of What If, any questions that we had were relatively questions that could have been answered. You could answer among each other, like, you could come up with a theory. But this, no one can really come up with a theory, because there wasn't that much information given for you to say, okay, I'm going to dissect this and say this is how that works and that. There isn't. You don't really know how this virus seems to work. And I mean, even something as like Wasp, for instance, with her suit. Now, knowing that her father got infected because her mom attacked him through the suit, you're telling me at no point didn't she think that when she's gonna wear a suit again, she would modify the suit to make it, able to withstand zombie bites or anything like that?
Hey, it's hard to get stuff done in a zombie apocalypse, man. We've all seen zombie movies. It's hard to get stuff done. It's hard, first thing is finding food and water, and then finding a supermarket to bed down in.
But wasn't it like weeks before they started like taking over?
It was 24 hours. They said pretty much within 24 hours, the entire world had been taken over.
Oh, was that?
Yeah, because essentially what went wrong was the Avengers turned up. And yeah, they infect Captain America and the Avengers, and from there, because they still got their cognitive abilities, everyone just gets infected. Zombie Thanos is in control of the stones and may see the stones as part of his hunger. Absolutely, in a way to kind of precipitate that hunger as well and have it carry on. I think it's a definite possibility.
So in theory, that means Thanos could be snapping people to him. So he could have like an unlimited supply of meals.
That's a good point. Like he's running out of flesh to eat. Snap. Right, there's 10 more people here now from the Kree planet, which I can eat now. Snap. Oh, I fancy some scrolls today. I'm gonna eat a scroll today. Snap, and he gets a scroll in front of him.
That's it.
You seem to have background noises that seems like a ghost wants to communicate. Really? Oh God.
That's you, Manny. That's not me.
Do you know something? Well, the other day, our sister is positive she saw an entity in the back garden. So maybe it's that.
Well, as long as it's vaccinated, it shouldn't be over your house. You got parents and stuff there,
I'll ask the entity if he's double jabbed.
Mr. Entity, are you vaccinated?
Look, there's a vaccination center just around the corner from here. You could actually just pass through the walls to get there. Yeah. Like it'll be really quick. We'll literally get there in 30 seconds.
Don't need to join no line. Go get vaccinated. Come with your vaccinated card ID. Then you can terrorize the locals.
But won't the poor nurse be like trying to stick the needle in, and it'll just be like passing through?
Well, these technology is, you never know what they got.
So yeah, so if there is an entity here, if you have any feelings about What If Episode 5, then please let us know.
Or any theories. Please chime in.
And if you do want to have a chat, could you chat now, please? Because when I get offline and crawl into bed later on tonight, I don't want you to talk to me then, because I'll be really scared.
Yeah, I think what you need to do, man, you need to get one like an electronic Ouija board that you can type with. You can just pop up the comment on. You see entity types.
I'm not messing with any of that stuff. I'm sorry, I don't care if it's raw or not. I'm not messing with any of that stuff. Why tempt fate? That's always been my attitude. Even if you think it's rubbish, why tempt fate? Honestly. So just a great deal to talk about this episode, regarding this episode. One thing I will say is that I've been on the net, I've been reading other people's opinions. Lots of people seem to think, and I think it links on to a point made previously in the comments. Yeah. Lots of people seem to think that they could be setting up for a part 2.
Could do.
And this is a good theory. There's a theory as well that the Marvel zombies are able to travel the multiverse because of the quantum realm. So they could use the quantum realm to basically stop off in other timelines. Kind of like use it as central station.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think a lot of these episodes are kind of alluding to a wider, bigger story. I think actually we've seen the tentacle monster in 2 episodes. Quantum realm, as my brother's just said, potentially these zombies could use the quantum realm to shoot off to other timelines, potentially, and potentially even other universes. What do you think? I think that maybe some of these stories might actually come together in the final 2 episodes.
Yeah, it could be, because I mean, as we all know, Marvel, over the last decade plus, they've been very, very good at actually just making things all connect. No matter what the story is, what the film is, they'll put something in where altogether it will actually lead to something bigger, i.e., the Avengers.
Okay, that's a good point, because look at the comment that's just come up. This will see the multiverse Avengers form to battle them. But, potentially, I mean, if we're gonna like kind of think about where this, if it is all connected and where it could lead, this could be where maybe Captain Carter ends up joining a team of Avengers to take on this zombie threat. And maybe this threat is somehow linked to that tentacle monster. Or maybe the tentacle monster's like, hey guys, I've got to warn you about something. There's these zombies coming, and why are you attacking me? Because I'm trying to warn you about something.
You know, don't judge me by my looks. See, you thought I was the bad guy.
Exactly. They're just like prejudging him, using all their prejudice, attacking this poor tentacle monster. It's just like, guys, the zombies coming. I really need to warn you guys about this. You've just chopped a limb off. What the hell? Why did you do that? Now I'm angry.
Yeah, I think probably, like you said, once the entirety of the series, the What If, is finished, I think then probably maybe a better way to judge episode 5.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it may be a filler for something bigger coming along.
Yeah, I like to think so. My brother reckons the characters we have already seen will be back. So, yeah, I think it's been confirmed that Captain Carter is going to come back in an episode. I think like T'Challa's going to do one more iteration of the Black Panther. So T'Challa. We saw Chadwick Boseman, in this episode. Heard him in this episode. I think he's going to be in one more. But yeah, I like to think there's something big going. There's some kind of bigger thing going on. But there were positives from this episode. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy this episode. I did. You know, it was kind of like, it was big dumb fun. Is probably the best way I can describe this episode. Like getting to see like evil Scarlet Witch versus the Incredible Hulk. I would have actually loved that to have been like a proper drawn out battle. Yeah. And What If season 2 has been confirmed as well. So maybe not this season, but the next season we'll revisit the zombies story.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I think it's probably best to wait till once it's the entirety of season 1 finishes, then we can judge episode 5. But also, I think in a way, based on what the type of episode it was actually it was in a way lighthearted, this episode, compared to last week's. Last week's
that was emotionally dark.
Yeah, that was dark on a different level. It was like dark, it was sad. It was very cold. It was a very cold episode last week.
With a homage to Futurama. You're going to have to explain that one to me. I didn't watch a lot of Futurama. Rate the episode so far. Oh my God, that's such a good question. Davey, you go first.
On a scale of what, 1 to 10? Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome.
Okay, so you got... Let's just go. So all the episodes, I think, Davey means. So you got Captain Carter was the first one.
Okay, all the episodes. Okay, yeah. So Captain Carter.
Star-Lord T'Challa. Wasn't it? God, what was episode 3?
Episode 3 was Star-Lord.
What was episode 2?
Episode 2 was something. What was episode 2? Don't it? Put me on pause for a sec. Let me look.
I'm looking. Oh,
you're looking. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Episode 2 was Star-Lord. Oh, episode 3 was, of course, Hank Pym assassinating Avengers.
Okay, yes. And then 4 was
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, and now 5 is Zombie.
Yeah. So let's go with Captain Carter first. Mark that out of 10.
I would give that one 8 out of 10.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 7. Because I think I really enjoyed it when I watched it, but now against some of the episodes that came after, I thought it was lacking in comparison. Then we've got the Star-Lord episode.
Yeah, Star-Lord, I'll give that one. It's not being biased, but I'm going to give that one a 10.
Oh, wow. I'm going to give that one a 9. That's big. That's huge. Davian's always very generous with his ratings. Then the Hank Pym episode.
Yeah, the Hank Pym, I give that one a 9.5.
0.5. Okay, we're getting to decimal points. I'm going to give that one an 8. The Doctor Strange one, I'm going to give that one an 8, by the way.
What, Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
No, Doctor Strange, I'll give Doctor Strange again another 9.5.
Wow. I only give that one a low rating because, man, it left me a little sad by the end of it.
That's why you should give it a good rating, because it was so effective, it messed you up. But you're saying it was so effective that you want to rate it down. You ruined my life. I'm not giving you a good score.
Listen, the Duke 10 years ago would have been all over this dark stuff. The Duke would have been sat here in his black t-shirt. I'm wearing a black t-shirt now. In his black clothes and his kind of jet black hair and, you know,
jet black eyeshadow and lipstick.
Yeah, all that, like with his leather jacket and, you know, listening to Alice in Chains or something, be like, yeah, I was so dark, man. I was so dark. I was a 10 out of 10. That's exactly the way the world is, man. That would have been me, but now I'm a bit more happy nowadays. So, you know, I'm going to, you know, give it 8.5. But I agree, like, as a piece of writing, it was amazing, but it just left me feeling really bad.
Because, it was so dark and it was just so sad. And knowing that everything he didn't do it from a malicious perspective. He did it out of love, trying to change something that he felt was wrong.
Yeah.
And he tried every way, the right way. And when nothing would work, then he resorted to the dark side. You know, it kind of reminded me of, you know, Star Wars in a way, like Anakin, where literally, you know, you're trying to save your love, he resorted to the dark side.
And Vision does exactly the same thing in this episode as well.
Well, Vision was just silly because she's already a zombie, so therefore it's not like she's gonna die.
No, Doctor Strange's girlfriend was already dead. And you're like,
yeah, and he's trying to bring her back to life. Yeah, but he's trying to bring her back to life. Vision wasn't trying to bring back Wanda to life. He's just trying to feed her, chopping off people's leg and doing all sorts there. He's just a psycho.
Yeah, because he thinks he can find the cure. I mean,
yeah, but Manny, she's not going to die of hunger.
Apparently she was. I don't know. Vision knows more than I do. I'm not going to argue with Vision. It's far more.
Well, if that's the case, then there would be a lot less zombies then. If they were going to die of hunger, then there would be a lot less of them because there's not that many people around for them to eat. As far as
we need to get into the zombie lore, but zombies do eventually just fall apart if they don't get enough flesh.
Yeah, feed her a cow, feed her some, you know, livestock, not people as livestock.
But I think again, that connects on to the point my brother was making about why didn't they eat the ants. There seems to be some kind of, and again, they need to explain this because you're right. We are just going to poke holes in this until we work out exactly what the rules are to the zombie theme in this episode. But I get the impression that Wanda only wanted human meat. Maybe she's just picky. Maybe she's that person you take to the restaurant and they're like, oh, I don't like anything on the menu. Can I just order a fried egg? You know, maybe she's one of those types of zombies.
What happened to all those vegan zombies? What would happen to them?
They're not vegan anymore, I'll tell you that much. Or maybe they're the first to actually disintegrate and not. We love vegans, by the way. One of our best friends is a.
Yeah, we love vegans. Can you imagine, though, you know, all the vegan zombies like, no, dude, I'm not having flesh. I'm protesting.
And you know something? I respect that. They're standing by their principles.
Well, like it says, they still got their cognitive function. So if they're aware of that, then they'll be like, yeah, well, it's flesh I'm hungry for, but I'm a vegan. No, I'm not going to eat.
So how much are you going to rate this episode out of 10?
I give this episode a 6.
6. I'm going to give it a 7 because even though I think I gave Captain Carter a 7 as well.
But Captain Carter's episode was better than this.
I tell you, Captain Carter was like a better story and everything, but there were so many cool moments in this episode which I can't ignore. It was just like I just thought, oh, that's cool. Like Captain America.
Man, if you're being biased because you were looking forward to this episode,
Captain America.
That's why you're giving it that rating.
Excuse me.
You were biased because you were looking forward to this episode, so that's why you're giving it that rating. But if
I thought you said something else.
No. What the hell do you think I said?
I'll tell you after. But no, I'm not at all. I'm not at all, and I won't have my integrity questioned like this.
Spoken like a true Duke.
You know, you question my integrity, gangster. You know, there'll be, I don't know. I might send you an angry email.
Yeah, my bad. My apologies, sir. I did not.
I might just sign it off. Regards, not even kind regards. Regards, the Duke.
Yeah, my apologies, sir. I take that comment back.
You're not gonna like that. Like, did this episode have a head in a jar which could talk? I mean, did Captain Carter's episode have a head in a jar that could talk? No. I liked these little things. I liked the head in the jar. I like seeing that evil Wanda. I like seeing Captain America's head being eaten by a zombie. I liked the bit with Happy Hogan with the blasters, like making the noises he's doing it. I like those little moments. It was more style than substance. I think the Captain Carter episode had more substance, but I think this one had a bit more style.
Yeah, the only cool thing that I really liked was weird, but it was kind of cool. It was, Spider-Man with the cape.
Yeah, that was cool. Sorry, vegan zombies only eat vegans. So maybe in theory, the vegan zombies just eat each other.
Yeah, but they're meat. Or do they believe that they're not?
I don't know. Maybe they make soya kind of zombie meat. Because they still have their cognitive function. So maybe they are like making like soya zombies and stuff like that, and then pretending to make them walk so they can catch them and go, me. Oh. That was my impression of a zombie, by the way.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'll still give it a 6 with an exclamation mark next to it. Meaning once the episode's finished, like the series finish, depending on if they actually, like you said, if the zombies return and they elaborate on a lot more things to make it more, to clarify things for us, then it will get a proper score then.
So you're being a star, not an exclamation mark.
Well, a star and an exclamation mark. Like,
no, because an exclamation mark means that you're like emphasizing the point.
Yeah, I'm emphasizing the point that I'm not sure.
Okay, that's not how that works. Then you should put a question mark next to it. 6? Don't know. Is it still going to be a 6? That's the incorrect use of an exclamation mark, is one point out.
All right, you're right. You got one right this time. Sorry, I've just been on a roll this episode. Why not? But yes, you're right. Yeah, more like a question.
Yeah,
question mark. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the head in a jar. I love the way Doctor Strange's cape just becomes his own character in this episode as well. He's just like kicking ass throughout this entire episode, and it ends up becoming like Ant-Man's body, Scott Lang's body in this episode as well. I thought that was cool. Please wear a Happy Hogan t-shirt. What t-shirt was Happy Hogan wearing in the episode? I've totally forgotten. It was funny, but I've totally forgotten what the t-shirt was. Yeah. So yeah.
I can't remember what he was wearing.
So yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I actually don't know what the next. I haven't got any clue as to what the next couple of episodes are going to be about. Oh God, we still got the Iron Man. Yeah. So maybe next week we're going to get the Iron Man Killmonger episode, which I'm looking very forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and it's so cool that they actually got the actors to do the voices as well. I thought that was just brilliant.
Yeah,
it's just iconic for it, because those characters are them. So that's beautifully done. So I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously they're probably getting a good payday, but I think it shows as well that they do really believe in the
in the project, in their work.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Mr. Cato confirms the next one is the Killmonger one.
Awesome.
So it's going to be an exciting time. I think in preparation for this episode, you should scar your body the same way Killmonger does in Black Panther and show it to the people next week.
Yeah, but I can't go and fight any wars. I'm a method person, so like a method actor. So I'll have to go out there and, with COVID, I can't exactly go and sign up for the army. Plus the age, plus there's no wars right now, so I can't go out there and do any special force, tactical, missions to come back with all those scars.
Well, are you going to give Joe Biden a phone call and be like, "Look, you need to go back to Afghanistan. I'm doing some prep for podcast next week.
For podcast next Wednesday."
Yeah. I mean, can you two please sing Hotel California in your review of Shang-Chi? No, but Mr. Sullivan is going to do a music reaction to Hotel California. Actually, if you could do it prior to our podcast as well, that might be good, because I know how you like to analyze the lyrics in your reactions. So I think that would be quite handy if, like, when we do our Shang-Chi video, that you have like those lyrics already in your head.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I'll do that.
Hopefully
we'll be doing that on Sunday. So yes, I'll get that done for you on Saturday, the latest.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. So you obviously we're not going to talk about it too much just yet. Obviously, no spoilers. So I've seen me and my brothers. I've seen me and my brother's seen it because he's mentioned Hotel California. Mr. Cato, I know, hasn't seen Shang-Chi just yet. He's seen it on Saturday.
You need to go tomorrow or Saturday.
He's going Saturday.
That's why we're doing it the Sunday, like I suggested, which was brilliant on my part. Because see, Saturday goes out, watch it. Sunday, I can actually confess now, I've seen it twice already. So I saw it with Manny P, and then I also saw it a few days later.
He saw it the next day. He saw it on the Sunday.
Oh, it was the next day. Oh yeah.
I know more about your life than you do, it seems.
See, that's the Duke in everyone's business.
Everyone's business.
In my business, Shang-Chi's business.
Sorry,
the zombies business.
I apologize for actually listening to what you tell me. Next time, I'm just not going to listen to you.
Typical being a good friend, listening and stuff, and remembering stuff. Oh,
God, I can't do anything right at the moment. But yeah,
tonight I'm on a roll. Tonight I'm winning.
I mean, if you consider this winning,
how strange is that though? This is like the weakest episode to me in terms of enjoyment, and yet still it's the one where I was actually on point the most.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't a lot to be on point about. And we pretty much agreed about everything in this episode.
Yeah,
I just liked how silly and how gory some of the bits were. That was it. But yeah, I think we'll wrap. Unless there's anything else that's just really pressing about the episode you wanted to mention.
No, that's it. It was
ready,
a solid.
Ready.
Yeah, but yes, Shang-Chi, please come on, folks, watch it. Get it watched by Saturday, or by Sunday. What time will we do the review Sunday?
Okay, so I'm going to a Lego convention Sunday morning. I've got an early bird ticket, so I'm going to get in there early. So I should be home by about 2 or 3. So let's pick a time now so people know to.
Let's say what about 7? Give them enough time in case anyone want to go and watch it during the day.
Yeah, 7 o'clock, and people can have some dinner before they. You should have dinner early, guys. You know, gives your body more time to metabolize. I have dinner at 5 o'clock every day. Just thought I'd put that out there. What time do you have dinner?
Today I had dinner. Today I actually had dinner, breakfast, lunch, all at the same time because I didn't have breakfast. So I actually ate at was about 3, 4 o'clock.
Okay. The Davie men do not recommend that kind of diet. By the way,
no.
My brother eats at 8. I would say that's a bit too late. Okay, I think you should be probably eating about 6 o'clock is a good time for you, I reckon.
Or maybe K means 8 for the podcast, or is it dinner he's talking about?
I think it's dinner he's talking about. I know he. Oh, the ghost is actually your echo, Davie.
Hello.
Okay. For the next one, I hate because StreamYard said it doesn't echo, but I think it still is. I think for the next one, we should. I don't like it, but I think we should both wear headphones just to make sure there's no.
I got my headphones. So
yeah, I just don't like wearing them. Feel a bit restricted, but it's fine. We'll wear headphones for the next one. That should eliminate any echo. My brother says 8 for the podcast. Sorry.
See, I was right again. Sure. Oh my gosh, I'm right. Sure
you normally eat about 6:30, don't you, Cake? 6:30, 7. There's me up in everyone's business again, just knowing what time people eat.
Like Missy Elliott, that song in the late 90s. Why you all in my grill? See, you all in everyone's business, Manny P.
No, I just have such a plain, boring life. I'm just, I take interest in what time others have dinner. I'm actually going to go away now and do an Excel spreadsheet about it and make a little graph. Maybe a pie chart.
Yeah.
A pie chart because it's about dinner time. Pies. The link.
We love pies. But 8 o'clock is good for the podcast. Yeah, it gives everyone time to eat, let their food digest, get any questions, anything they want to write down to ask or whatever. Because like I said, I've seen it twice. So, I'm fully prepared.
Totally. All right, then. Well, bid everybody farewell then, Mr. Sullivan.
Yes. Night, people.